I have come here to chew bubblegum and vacuum seal ammo, and I'm all out of bubblegum. All the way like that. Whoa. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Hey, what's up YouTube? Double Lot Josh coming at you guys today for my 89th vacuum sealing video, and we're going to continue with this American Eagle 62 grain 556 that I showed you in the previous videos. And so here's what the final product will look like. And to begin, we're going to need to take some measurements like always. So on the bottom of the bag, you'll notice that you'll need about 1 inch of bag down here, and for this top portion you're going to need about 4 inches. Okay, the next thing you want to do is look at the actual cartridge itself. So let me go and pull one out and get some good shots for you here. As you can see, it's pretty good looking stuff. Alright, so when you look at the cartridge itself, the actual height of it is about 2¼ inches tall. Alright, so with that in mind, when you add up all three of those measurements, you know, the 4 inches plus the 1 inch for the seal itself and the 2¼ inch for the cartridge itself, you'll come up with 7¼ inches, and that's how much we need to cut out of our bag up top here. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's pull out about 7¼ inches. Alright, that looks about good. Okay, so right now we have a sleeve, and what we need to do is seal off one end to make a bag. So up here on the machine, what you want to do is press seal first. You'll see the red light of death. And when you're ready to insert the bag, you want to make sure that your curled side's down. In other words, you want this flexible or more transparent side, the smooth side down, and this more textured or rough side facing up. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, it just released it. Let's take a look at the seal. Yeah, looks pretty good. Alright, so we need to wait at least 20 seconds for the machine to cool down. So it's 5:48:55. And while it's cooling down, of course, let's go ahead and load up the bag with 25 cartridges. And I determined that it was 25 from the previous video. That just seems to fit the best, you know, in terms of if you just want one line of cartridges. Also, it's 25 and it's 150 rounds, so we should come up with 6 bags at the end. And so, yeah, I'm just rambling now. I'm gonna go ahead and fill up the bag. And one last thing is, when we're ready to feed in the machine, you probably want it laying down so you can just you know, shove it in. And just like I mentioned earlier, you want to make sure that the curled side's down. So that's the way I'm going to just lay it on the table, was with the curled side down. And then I'm going to start you know, putting the cartridges inside the bag. And I'm going to speed this part up, of course. I don't think anybody really wants to watch this. Alright, I think that's 25, but let's give it a quick count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, yep.
That's 25 cartridges, and I'm trying not to lift up the bag or anything so they don't start rolling around everywhere. And you guys also might notice that I have them facing opposite directions so that they'll fit in the bag better, and so that we don't have too many sharp edges inside the bag. Let me just knock that guy down a little bit. All right. So the next thing is you might want to kind of like massage it, or I don't know a good way to describe it. Kind of like just work on it, you know, work the cartridges inside the bag, make sure they're nice and flush and well seated in the bag before you feed it inside the machine, of course. All right. And at the same time, you don't want to push too hard on them. Just you don't want these the tip to rip the bag or anything. All right. You know what? That looks pretty good. Okay, so this was probably uncalled for, but here's the time, 5:53:38. So yeah, at least 20 seconds have passed. We have our bag in the correct orientation in terms of, you know, the curled side down. And so the next thing is, when I feed inside the machine, I'm going to pull the bag nice and tight along the sides here. And then as soon as the machine starts working, I'm going to give the whole thing a good shove forward to give the machine as much slack on the bag as possible to work. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to pull the sides nice and taut, and I'm going to go ahead and feed it into the machine here. Start working. Alright, just released it. Let's take a look at the seal. Alright, looks pretty good. Yeah, for sure. And here's the rest of it. And that is just beautiful. Alright guys, there you have it. My 89th bag of vacuum sealed ammo. Well, as always, thanks for watching, subscribing, and have a good night.